12 months ago, it was Australia's Brooke Prattley and Liz Kell who took the women's double sculls. A big shock for Georgina and Caroline Evers-Swindell, New Zealand's Olympic and reigning world champions, today hoping to reassert their supremacy. The Evers-Swindell twins, two from the bottom of your picture as we get underway, and a very sharp start by the Czechs on the near side, with Germany, Peggy Waleska and Christiane Huth on the far side in lane one.
Absolutely, and I think everybody in this race is going to really be out to hang on to the Chinese. They were superb when I last saw them race in Amsterdam, took that title, and they've been in dominant form here. I guess a surprise package for the New Zealanders. They lost in the first heat to the new British double of Elise Laverick and Anna Bebbington, who actually rode them down fantastically well. And the British are some people's outside pick for a gold medal in this race.
This is the lineup over on the far side there. You have Germany, Peggy Waleska and Christiane Huth. Two from the top in the red hats, Romania, Ioana Papuch and Simona Musat. Then three from the top, Elise Laverick and Anna Bebbington for Great Britain. Wearing the white hats there, Li Qin and Tian Lang for China. And then two from the bottom in the black vest there, Caroline and Georgina Evers-Swindell, the twins for New Zealand. And closest to you, Gabriela Varakova and Jitka Antasova for the Czech Republic.
And that's a great shot of Tian Lang there. One of the things about these Chinese rowers is they always look straight down the boat. There's always that focus and concentration. And they burst on the scene, as we've said, in Amsterdam Regatta. 5 wins out of the 14 World Cup events. And most impressive, I think, were the way the women dominated in the double sculls and in the quadruple sculls where they beat the British. And the Chinese have really impressed here. I think they're probably the top performing Chinese crew here at the World Championships so far.
Through the first quarter there, and New Zealand, Great Britain in the bronze medal position. And New Zealand, it's fair to say, the Evers-Swindell twins, remember 3 times they'd won the world title as well as the Olympics. It was a big shock to them last year.
Yeah, it was a big shock. They have been so dominant, I think, particularly in the middle part of the race. They were just awesomely long, and the way they just pushed through that middle 500, middle 1,000 metres, nobody could stay with them. But those Chinese out there, they're not doing anything sort of special. They're just rowing long. They're nice and fluid, and actually the pace is just enough to keep them ahead of the New Zealanders, who are desperately trying to get back on terms.
Yeah, these two from the Hamilton Rowing Club in New Zealand, and they know they're up against it here. They did have a victory in Lucerne, but the Chinese weren't there on that particular occasion. And now battle has really been joined, and you can see there the fight for the bronze medal. That's Elise Laverick in the bow. She got an Olympic bronze medal, of course, with Sarah Winkles in Athens, partnered today by Anna Bebbington in the stroke seat.
Yeah, and the British, they beat the Romanians in the semi-final. They beat the New Zealanders in the heat, but they're a bit further behind the New Zealanders now than they were in the heat when they were actually quite close up. They have got a fast finish. Anna Bebbington's a very, very strong athlete, and so look out in the last 500 metres, but a long way behind these Chinese here.
Indeed, but Romania going bow to bow with Great Britain there. Ioana Papuch in the bow of that Romanian double scull, herself an Olympic gold medalist out of the Romanian 8 from Athens in 2004.
And you have to say there that the Chinese have responded very well to that pressure the Evers-Swindell twins put them under in the second 500 metres. They've got their bow ball in front, they're cool, they're unflustered, and their chief coach, Igor Grinko, himself from the former Soviet Union, tremendously successful sculling coach there in the 90s. He's really led the Chinese rowing renaissance, and these two women at the forefront of it on this course at the moment.
Here the British, at the moment Romania getting the better of this argument, but there's not much between the two crews. The strugglers at the moment, Germany on the far side, Waleska and Christiane Huth for Germany, and on the near side the youngsters, the 20-year-olds from the Czech Republic who were under 23 champions a couple of seasons ago. They're just finding this a little too hot. And now China just applying the pressure now, and New Zealand having to go with them. Romania well alert to what's going on and trying to keep the overlap at least on New Zealand. Zealand.
Yeah, that's a great move by the Romanians. And I have to say, the British double, they'll be very disappointed with where they are at the moment. I think everything's gone right for them in the heat and the semi-final, and that's a long way down to be on the leading three crews. And that Romanian move's very impressive. Just a look across from Simona Musat at stroke there, corner of her eye, and she can see, yeah, we're doing the job. We're pulling back on the New Zealanders.
New Zealand now with almost a length. It's about 3/4 of a length, the distance there. And is there anything that Georgina and Caroline can do about this? Because what impresses me so much is the relaxed way in which these two Chinese women are going about their work.
Absolutely. They've soaked up all the pressure from the New Zealanders, and they've really dominated that third quarter, particularly the last 250 of the third quarter. They've kept cool all the way. It's almost like they're out for a training row, and they've really looked at this race as if they are the ones to beat.
It's interesting, just as Nathan Twaddle and George Bridgewater put in a big push in the second 500 against Drew Ginn and Duncan Free, that's exactly what Georgina and Caroline did against the Chinese athletes, but the result is exactly the same. The Australians were drawing away in the men's pair, and now we've got the Chinese drawing away in the women's double sculls.
Yeah, and maybe if they played too much, I mean, this is a fantastic sprint from the British. Anna Bebbington in the stroke, just turning on the afterburners there, coming up to Romania. I just wonder if they're going to have left it too late to get back on New Zealand.
250 metres, a little less for the leaders to go now, and there's no doubt about this. This is going to be a Chinese medal. You can see now Britain up to 40 stroke rates as Elise Laverick and Anna Bebbington really put the pressure on New Zealand on the near side. On the far side, Romania, 3 crews going for 2 medals here. It's the Chinese who are leading, and comfortably leading as they come towards the line. And on the far side, Romania, then Great Britain. The angle is deceptive. New Zealand still, for me, just in the silver medal position. Yes, they are. Great Britain in bronze. Romania in 4th place at the moment. And look at that gap of clear water as they come past the big screen, Martin.
That's a very dominant performance, exceptionally so, particularly as you're beating previous world champions.
Quality performance by the Chinese, who take the gold medal here. Li Qin and Tian Liang. And look at this for the second place here. New Zealand just hanging on there from the British, with Romania in 4th place, then the Czech Republic and Germany disappointing over on the far side in 6th place.
Yeah, it's nice to see Tian Liang celebrating there. You don't often see that level of emotion from the Chinese scullers, and what a fantastic fillet for them ahead of their home Olympics in Beijing. But I would say that the thread in this is perhaps the British double, Anna Bebbington, the world-class start girl. Tremendous last 500 metres from her there.
Li and Tian showing a clean pair of heels to the Swindell twins, the British duo within 200ths of New Zealand. However, such is the depth of the Chinese women's squad. Hopefully these two will get their chance next year in Beijing.